Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video on my current computer desk setup, how everything's set up, and quickly mention why it might have to change in the near future. So as you can see, the overall setup with the dual monitors there, I got the MSI monitor lifted up on a little shelf that I made, and I've got the computer still on the right side. It's on its own little sort of table desk thing. And same with on the left side, I've got my modem and router and printer. The Oculus Rift is over there too. I didn't show that. This is really what I wanted to show though, was just some of the things that I've been using for a while. These Sony headphones, these Sony V6 studio monitor headphones, I bought 10 years ago, maybe even 11. Let's just say 10. About 10 years ago, I bought these, and I've been using them ever since. I think I mentioned when I bought them that I think they're probably the best sounding headphones you could have bought at the time, for about $120 Canadian. I paid for those. They've actually gone up in price now. They're getting even harder to find. I'm not sure if Sony stopped making them. These are headphones from the late 80s. Like, I think these came out in 1989, and they were still making them up until recently. If not, maybe they still are, but I'm not really sure. Either way, they've been making these for a long time. They sound really good, and I bought mine like 10 years ago, again, at least. And they're still in really good shape. The only thing that wore out is, you'd kind of expect after 10 years, is the leather on the pads basically completely disintegrated, as you can see. But they still worked good. They still sounded fine. And so I did go on Amazon and buy these replacement leatherette, I guess. I don't think they're real leather, honestly. I don't know. They're like $20 or something, but they're replacement pads meant for the Sony V6 headphones. And you could get different colors. They had black, blue, and red, at least, that I remember. And so I wasn't sure if I was going to get the blue ones or the red ones, because there's a lot of red accents on the Sony headphones, so I thought that would look good. These things are still working like the day I got them. I still think to this day they're one of the best sounding headphones you can buy for, $120, again, is what I paid for them at the time. Although, like I said, they have gone up in price since then. But yeah, they look great now with the new cushions on there. So I wanted to show those. 10 years, still rocking them. And those are plugged into this M Audio little Fast Tracks USB audio interface. Again, I bought this about 10 years ago, around the same time, and still using it. I got my microphone, which we'll talk about, plugged into this, and my headphones plugged into this, and it's just a USB audio interface. M Audio, weird. The history, I'm not 100% sure with this brand. M Audio used to be, as far as I know, they were like their own brand. And M Audio was really well known for audio interfaces, Firewire ones back in the day, and then moving to USB. And they made some pretty high-end sound cards for people that were into like professional audio and recording. But then that got bought by like Avid, the company that owned Pro Tools. And they kind of just like went downhill from there. I don't know if M Audio is still around anymore. So the driver support for this thing, I don't know. There's not really like official Windows 10 drivers, but it seems to work. I think it's running off of older drivers. I think probably Windows 8. I think that's kind of when the company started to go downhill, and they just kind of stopped with driver updates. It was around Windows 8, Windows 8.1. But it seems to work. Honestly, you plug it in, Windows gets the drivers. So that's cool. Again, I've had this thing for 10 years and I'm still using it. And again, my microphone plugs into there. So this is a cheap Behringer. I think it's called an 1800S. And again, I bought this 10 years ago. The same time I bought the interface and the headphones, and still rocking it to this day. And this is like a 30. I don't even know. Not even. This is weird because I think they only ever sell this in a 3-pack. Like I've only ever seen this sold in a 3-pack. You can see how cheap that is. It's like $40 US for 3 of them. This is a really, really cheap microphone. I think I paid $30 Canadian for one. And how I even got one is like a weird thing because, like I said, it's usually only sold in a 3-pack as far as I've ever seen. But I went into this like mom and pop, like, what would you call pro audio recording PA systems. It was a shop that specialized in like PA equipment and recording equipment. And it was like a small, I don't even think it was like a chain. I think it was just like I said, like a mom and pop kind of a shop. And I just said, like, I want a really cheap XLR microphone. And they're like, well, the only thing we have is this 3-pack, but I guess I can open it and I'll just sell you one. So it wasn't like a super deal. I paid $30 for one of them, I think, which, I mean, I can't complain. The guy opened up the package and sold me one. So, and again, $30 Canadian. You can see the shipping on that. Even if it is $40 US, there's like $20 in shipping on that. So I don't know if you look around, maybe you can find these even cheaper, but I wouldn't recommend it, like, unless you needed 3 for whatever strange reason, and it comes in a case. I think Behringer has like a model that's like one step up, and it's probably a little bit better, that they just sell for like $30 for one. But again, the thing is, like, I bought this 10, maybe 11 years ago, and I'm still using it. So, not using fancy equipment. This is a really cheap microphone, but it still works as good today as it did 10 years ago. You're listening to it right now. Does it sound amazing? I probably not. But I think it would sound better if I actually like knew how to use better recording software. Like, I remember when I was using like the Pro Tools demo, and I had it in like vocal mode, because you could put like bandpass filters, and it would like change the attack and stuff for the voice. You could really tweak the vocals to sound a lot better. I don't do that. I'm just running through Audacity, and I just hit record. So this microphone could probably sound even better if you were to like tweak its profile or whatever, but you're hearing just straight recording, and I think it sounds okay. For a $30 Canadian microphone I bought 10 years ago, does the job. My keyboard is this Corsair K70. I think I bought this like 5 years ago, and it's bone stock other than the escape key. And it's a K70, and it's like, again, it's 5 or 6 years old, so it's like the old Corsair logo, I think. It's not the Corsair logo of the escape key on the keyboard itself, but it's the one before they went to the tramp stamp. If you know your Corsair equipment, you know what I'm talking about. They changed the logo and everyone complained, and then they changed it back to the sales, but slightly updated. So yeah, this is an old keyboard, but it still works like the day I bought it. It still feels great. These Cherry MX switches, they definitely last. And this thing, it's a pleasure to type on. Same with the mouse. This is just like a Corsair Harpoon. But I have like a few others lying around here somewhere. I've got a Logitech, I think it's a G305 or 605. I don't remember the model number, but I have a Logitech. Bunch of controllers in this drawer to the right. And I have my Oculus Rift over to the left. I didn't show that, but it's here. And that brings us to why I might have to change this all soon. Is I recently won a 27-inch monitor from Gigabyte, which is crazy. Like, I don't usually win stuff, but I won this 27-inch QHD. So this is like a 1440p, 2560 by 1440 resolution. But it's 170 hertz. It's 0.5 milliseconds, and it's an IPS panel, which I generally prefer. It's not curved, but I mean, curves, it's cool for gaming, but honestly, when I'm doing like video editing or Photoshop, I'd probably rather just have the flat screen. This one is height adjustable, so that's where it's going to get weird. This is going to become my main monitor, I would think. It would make sense, right, to have the higher resolution monitor in front of you. So this one's height adjustable, and it's going where the non-height adjustable monitor is, and then I would get rid of the 24-inch Samsung and move the MSI to where it is, but the MSI is not height adjustable. So yeah, I'm gonna have to move the stand, and the stand gives me a spot to, I've got my audio interface underneath it and the little volume control for the speakers, which I thought was awesome when I built that little stand. And I was like, oh, cool. I want to build it so it's just high enough. I figured I only needed like 1.5 inches of height on the monitor to get it where I wanted it, where I was like looking dead center at it, not looking like down. And I thought, oh, that'd be perfect. I can make it so I can fit that M audio interface under there. And I really like the way that setup turned out. But yeah, once these monitors switch around, like now I have the stand where the non-height adjustable monitor is and the height adjustable monitor to the right. And, that's going to switch. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I would also like to find a place to put my speakers. Like right now, my speakers are behind the monitors, which is not ideal. But the desk just is not big enough. If I could maybe get little wings coming off the sides to put the speakers on, that would be kind of cool. But yeah, won this monitor. It's pretty cool. It's a KVM monitor, they call it, as you can see there, which is kind of a neat idea. I've never seen a monitor that does this before, but it has USB ports on it, which I've seen before. I've seen monitors. My Samsung has a hub built in. It's got like 4 USB ports on the back of it or something. You can plug like your webcam or your keyboard and mouse into if you want. It's just a USB hub though. This Gigabyte monitor is a KVM, so the idea is you can plug your keyboard and your mouse into the USB ports on the monitor. And then say you have like 2 computers. Say you have an Apple, a Mac, and a PC. You could plug the PC. I don't know if this has I haven't really looked at the back of the monitor, if it has 2 display ports and 1 HDMI or 2 HDMIs and 1 display port. I'm assuming it has a combination like that, but let's just say you plugged one of the computers into the HDMI port and you plugged the other computer into the display port. The idea is you'd press the button to switch the input like you could normally do to switch the video or to switch the monitor between the Mac and the PC. But now your keyboard and mouse is plugged in, so your keyboard and mouse will share between the 2 computers. It's acting like a switch. It's switching those USB ports between the 2 computers as it switches the input of what like DisplayPort or HDMI or whatever they're going into. So that's kind of a cool idea, actually, especially again if you have 2 computers hooked up to 1 monitor. So it's a pretty cool monitor, and I freaking won it from Gigabyte, so that's pretty cool. I haven't got it yet. Gigabyte said it would be probably early February, and I won it back in, I don't remember when it was. It must have been early January. So basically it took like a month, assuming I get it in early February. I haven't got it yet. But they said I would be getting it in early February. So we'll see. And we'll see what I end up doing with it. But again, I will have to move this desk setup around if I do.